Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you watched my previous vlog, you would have heard me mention that I was filming a weight loss video. This is super confronting for me, and if you know me personally, I do share my videos on my personal Facebook page, and you know me well. I don't really like talking about my weight, or it's something I'm super self-conscious about, and I feel like I've always just had a super unhealthy relationship with my body and food and everything, and I wanted to do this video for such a long time. I'm gonna start from scratch. Hopefully I don't blabber, but because I don't want this to be a super in-depth personal video. I don't want to get emotional. I'm already feeling a bit emotional about it. I don't want to like double handle my story and say the same thing like 300 times. So I'm going to start from scratch. For as long as I can remember, I always got picked on or judged or laughed at about my weight. It's just something that just mentally, and still does, really affects me. I feel like in primary school it definitely affected me. I feel like I just had a really unhealthy relationship with food. I binged eat, always been happy. I definitely felt a certain type of sadness being picked on. It definitely was a very hard thing for me to deal with. My mum is my biggest supporter. She definitely made me feel like I was no different to any other kid, and everybody's different, and that just made me who I was. And I felt like I grew that backbone when I got to high school. Probably got worse in high school. Obviously there's high school's bigger, there's a bit older people, like people older than me. I definitely copped a lot of it in high school. It was, I don't want to make it feel like my whole high school experience was traumatizing for me. I loved high school. It was the best years of my life, but definitely copped it, and I definitely got secluded and picked on, and people definitely judged me on my weight. And I have a slight lisp, if you haven't already noticed. My jaw, now that I'm older, is something that I feel like I need to fix about myself, just from what has been said and done to me. A lot of people probably don't understand, but my jaw is too like round. It's not the right shape for my mouth, so my tongue is squeezed in my mouth, so that gives me a lisp. And because of my wisdom teeth, my teeth have been pushed a certain way where also where my tongue can't sit flat, so that gives me a lisp. And I have it's not blocked, but I have like a nasal kind of blockage, but not blockage. There's something kind of slightly blocking my nasal canal. I had my adenoids taken out, and they have slightly grown back. It makes sense. It's kind of hard to explain, but if I really wanted to, I could get it removed. So I'm a bit nasally. I've got a lisp. I have honestly had that for as long as I can remember, and it's something that people used to pick on me about. I can just remember walking past this group of people who were in my year, and them just hurling nasty things out at me. And I remember I felt like I had a really tough skin, and I never would just walk past and say nothing. I definitely said things back. I kind of just built this tough skin, and I would definitely stick up for myself, and but it definitely wasn't the nicest thing anyone's done to me, and it definitely has stuck with me over the years, and it's something that I personally have to grow from as a person, because I've now been out of high school for like 7 years. So I definitely wasn't one of those skinny girls. I did dancing all through high school. I feel like I tried to have a very active lifestyle. Again, I didn't have the best relationship with food. I either starved myself and waited till I got home, or I would binge eat and all of that. My mum definitely taught me to stick up for myself and not to let anybody speak to me like that. I was really lucky that I had a really good group of girlfriends and friends. It's all through high school. I knew these girls since year 8. I'm just super lucky that I had those girls, and they never judged me. They were always had my back, and yeah. So, and it came to year 12 and I was in a very unhealthy relationship, I'm gonna say. I was with someone who took advantage of me and my kindness. I feel like I'm a very kind person. I will drop anything and do anything for anybody. Yeah, I feel like I was taken advantage of. I was in a really horrible place. I definitely turned into a not very nice person, and wow. Yeah, I just was not in a very good place in that year of my life. I moved to Sydney and I was still in this very unhealthy relationship. It was a long distance relationship, so it was very verbal, unhealthy verbally, and I moved to Sydney with my mum and my stepdad. My stepdad is from Sydney, and that relationship continued very unhealthy there, and I'm just very lucky and super thankful that I met Jack when I met Jack. I think I'd been living in Sydney. I moved to Sydney in the January and I met Jack in the July. So I'm super thankful for him, because he definitely made me a better person and just made me feel a lot better in life. It's been an unhealthy relationship, and when I moved to Sydney, I had a very unhealthy relationship with food. I don't feel like I wasn't eating right, I wasn't sleeping right, I was just very unhealthy. So when I moved to Sydney, I was about 79. That is the smallest I'd ever been in my life. I just remember moving and clothes just not fitting me. I don't think I have any photos from back then, but throughout this video I will try and add some photos throughout the video. Yeah, I was very unhealthy, unhappy, miserable. I guess everybody's kind of been in that relationship where you're a teenager and it's so dramatic and oh my god, this can't be ending. Everyone's been in that kind of relationship, and it definitely hit me because I moved to Sydney. I knew no one but my mum and my stepdad and my boyfriend at the time who lived there, and I felt like I just had no one. I didn't have my friends, I didn't have my family, so it was definitely a hard time for me. But I then bit the bullet and I started my diploma in beauty therapy in Sydney City, and I started working for Proactive, which I think I was still dealing with all this stuff in this unhealthy relationship, but that was honestly the best thing that I did for myself. I met friends, I was at college with girls, because I'd moved away and all my friends were still on the Gold Coast, and the girls I went to college with were really into healthy eating and just healthiness, so I definitely picked up that from them, and I was eating healthy, and again I was in this unhealthy relationship, so I was either eating lunch with the girls and then going home and starving myself to the next day till I went to college, or I went to work and had lunch. So I was limiting myself to 1 meal a day. Yeah, well, and I met Jack, and obviously when you're in that relationship, we just were super comfortable with each other. I didn't gain too much weight. I probably got to like 85 kilos throughout my relationship with Jack. Went back down to 75 to 79 and then back up. It went back and forth a lot until about I was going on this weight loss journey. I came across Ashy Bynes. A couple of people I went to high school with were doing her like bikini body challenge, which she used to do in the parks on the Gold Coast, and I was like, oh my god, I can't believe, like, I was seeing all like these people losing weight through her things, and she actually had an ebook, I'm pretty sure that's what you call them, and I purchased that and I followed that for a long time, and I probably got back down and maintained my weight at 79 kilos. I'll definitely try and find some photos. I feel like they're really like posy photos because I'd lost all this weight, so I'm super embarrassed to be uploading them, but it's good to actually look at. Yeah, so I followed that for a little while, and then I got into my YouTube because Proactive, actually the kiosk that I was working at shut down, so I wasn't working and I wasn't on my feet. And so starting my YouTube channel was probably the best thing for me at the time in my life. I found out I was pregnant, and that was a very tough decision for me to make. If you actually go back and look at my IMATS video from a couple of years ago, like it would be a while ago, but it's only the only IMATS video I posted. I was actually really early pregnant then, and I was pregnant while I was at IMATS. I kind of started not showing, but I was a bit, and I was really scared and I was really nervous. But I kind of made a decision that I wasn't going to continue with YouTube while I was pregnant. I didn't gain any weight for not till like my second trimester. But while I was pregnant and I found out I was pregnant, I was like, I'm going to eat whatever I want to eat. I'm going to enjoy this pregnancy. I'm not going to eat no salad. I'm just going to eat. I'm going to get fat anyway. That honestly was my mindset. My mum kept saying to me, like, you need to eat better. Like, you're gonna, after you have this baby, you're gonna be so annoyed that you didn't take better care of yourself and eat healthier, because you're gonna try and lose the weight, and you're gonna find it really hard. And I wish I listened to my mum. Everybody says it to me now. They're like, you should have listened to your mum. My mum says it to me all the time. So I think when I got into like my second trimester is when I started to put some weight on. I had more than normal fluid in me because I had puffy ankles and all of that. Just kept getting bigger and bigger, and I started getting stretch marks, and my weight was just going like up and up and up and up and up. Like, it just got ridiculous. The day I walked in to give birth to Lily, when my waters broke, I had put on 30 kilos. Oh my god, I was mortified. I remember looking at my mum and I was just completely mortified. I thought, they're not going to let me have a natural birth. I'm way too heavy. I've gained that much weight. I'm going to have a cesarean, which was my ultimate nightmare. I was petrified to have a cesarean. I know mums do it and it's beautiful and you still get your baby at the end of it and you've got a scar, oh well, but like the whole, I feel like they scare you about it, and I was so petrified, so petrified. I just had a normal vaginal birth. I did have complications, which is in my labour and delivery video, which I uploaded a while, years ago now, like after I had Lily, so that video is there. And then I remember straight after I had Lily the next day, I weighed myself and 20 kilos of that had gone, and all my weight came back on. So this is what I'm talking about, like it goes and it comes back and it goes and it comes back. And it's all because of my healthy eating, and I feel like when I eat bad, I have negative thoughts and it just makes me super unmotivated, and I just go on this like cycle. Me and Jack moved into our own, I call it a flat because it was like a little flat. I definitely started to lose weight, which I'll upload the photos, are ridiculous. I look at them all the time. I got down to like 85, like low 80s. I remember Lily got like a gastro bug and I got it, and I got down to like, I think I got to like 79 kilos. I can actually look. Oops. To 79 kilos. Holy, so I got it really bad, and I think I had it for a while. When we moved into the flat, Lily, it was just after Lily turned 1, and I started working, I went back to work and I started working in retail on my feet, part-time, but it was 5 days a week, only 25 hours. So Lily was in daycare and I was working, and I was either eating really bad and only eating one meal and that was it, and not eating when I got home, or I was eating really good and like having that really healthy eating cycle, so like 3 meals a day with snacks in between. I definitely went back and forth, but I had lost a lot of weight. I joined the gym with my friend. I feel like we actually gave it a red hot crack at the gym, and we were going, and yeah, my weight was just going up and down, up and down. After like I got over my bug, my weight went back up, so it went up to again, and I was sitting at 89 kilos. I left that job and I pretty much had like 4 months between both jobs, and then I started working full-time again in retail, and my weight definitely kind of just stayed where it was. So I was kind of like in the 90s. I was either eating super healthy or I was eating really bad. I had a gym membership, but I never went because I was that busy with work. I just tried to make sure I was eating the right things at work, but when you work at like a Westfield, it's very, I found it very hard to stay away from the bad foods, which is kind of stupid because we had a back room with a fridge and a microwave and a kettle and everything, but I kept making those really poor food choices. I feel like mentally I just didn't have that I just was always negative thoughts about food, and it just wasn't a good relationship with food. So I ended up leaving there. I hurt my back, and the relationship that I had with that, with the relationship, what had gone on with that job, by the end of it, it was the best thing for me to leave, and I got offered a higher management position with another company, retail company, and I was only there for about 2 months, and then we moved. I knew moving that being on the Gold Coast, I was going to be a happier person. I was going to be in a different mindset because all my family here, all my cousins, my dad was here. I'm super close with all my family, and I feel like that's what I was kind of missing in life. I felt like I just always wanted to move back here, but meeting Jack, and that's where his work was, that's where his life was, and I wanted to be in his life. So we never really talked about moving until it kind of got to the point where he could get better work or a better career path moving here. We just wanted a whole lifestyle change, which I'm kind of glad we did. So we moved, we packed up and we moved within like a week. It was ridiculous. We had like a whole house full of stuff. We got rid of a lot and we moved. And this kind of the past 7 months where I am now with my weight loss, my aunties were going to this boot camp and PT kind of sessions, and I was so down for it. I knew I didn't want to join the gym. I wanted to do something with people where I felt comfortable. I feel like the gym, I feel like I get judged at the gym. I just was not down for the gym at all. So I decided to do sessions with my 2 aunties who were doing it, and then I just went to go to one-on-ones, and I did that from the end of March probably till almost the end of June, straight 3 sessions a week. I pushed out. I was there for every session unless I was sick or Lily was sick, but I always made up. I was pushing myself. I had seen a nutritionist. I had a very healthy relationship with food. I had better thoughts about food. I wasn't starving myself. I was only eating 1 meal. I just had an amazing relationship with food, and I was just eating and doing the right things. I definitely had cheat meals. I definitely had nuggets when I wanted to have nuggets, but I made sure that I was there for every PT session, and I knew when I was working out and I felt like shit and felt like giving up, that it was definitely from the bad food choices. Until I saw my nutritionist, I definitely recommend going and seeing a nutritionist or someone or some kind of health person to help you understand like packaging and grocery shopping and what is best and what's not best and alternatives for certain kind of food. I am at a place now where I am trying to get over this where I'm scared I'm going to fall off, and I'm scared I'm going to go back to an unhealthy place. So that is something that I'm trying to overcome. I definitely still have my little mum tum. This is so confronting because of my stretch marks, but they're very clear, and I know in the photo you probably can't really see them. Always hated my legs. So my goal weight now is to get, I would be happy just to get to 85 kilos. I want to be at a size where I can walk into a store and know my size of jeans and not have to try them on, which I feel like I'm living in a fantasy world because not all jeans are made the same, and just be able to buy clothes and not have to worry about them not fitting me. That is where I want to be with my weight. I am way too scared to walk into a store and to try clothes on because I'm so scared of being judged on my body. If I'm going to buy clothes, I buy them online, and I love clothes. I love new styles, new trends. I've worked in retail since I was 14 years old, so I love clothes and I love new styles. I love dressing up and all of that, and for me to be able to go into a store and go shopping and not have to try anything on and feel confident is where I want to be. I would be happy to be at 85 kilos. So I have now got a challenge. My trainer just posted it today. Let me just double check the dates. I know it's 10 weeks and it is from Monday the 8th of October, which is this Monday coming out, till Friday the 5th of December, which is a 10-week challenge. So I've got 10 weeks to be super strict. I know I can have one cheat meal a week, but to be super strict and do my 4 days for 10 weeks. It is 10 weeks out of my whole life. I'm in between. I could go from a size 12, so like a medium, to a large. It kind of depends what I'm fitting into. I'm definitely between a 12, a 14 and a 16. Some 16 now is way too big for me. I wouldn't eat some 16s. That is like my last option. I'm mainly a 14, sometimes a 12, like in tops like this. Like I'm really small on the waist, and I've just got big hips, big ass and big thighs. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention just my sizing. I would just love to be a solid 12. I'm down with that. I definitely will be vlogging it through my Vlogtober, so make sure you stay tuned through and watch my Vlogtober, because I definitely will be dipping in and out of it on how I'm going. Obviously I'm going to be like a mess. I feel like I am yabbering on now. Hopefully I didn't miss anything, that I have helped anybody who has gone through what I have gone through. I hope this helps anybody. Please don't hesitate to message me on Instagram. I do have a Facebook page that I share everything to from my Instagram, or sometimes I'm on there. It's not kind of popping like my Instagram and my YouTube, but leave me comments, ask any questions as you can. I'm not a health or food or like, I hope I know what I'm talking about, but I'm not like qualified in that area. I'm honestly here to just tell you guys what I have mentally gone through, and with food and weight loss and weight, and I just hope this video helps you. Like, other people have posted these videos and it's helped me where I am today. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye guys!